Oh, another day out here in the park. Another day. Another day, another day. Anyway, 5 miles, 250 push-ups, 50 push-ups after every mile. So why is it so easy to gaslight the American black male? Well, because the majority, which is 51%, anytime you're over 50, 51, it's the majority. So the exact numbers may be more, maybe 70, 80, who knows. But the majority of black men, American black men, are raised by their mom. They're R.B.Ms. Since they are R.B.Ms, they're going to be illogical, irrational, highly emotional. Because they're illogical, irrational, and highly emotional, that's what makes it easier for them to be gaslit. It's just that simple. But Rome, explain further. Oh, okay. So, when it comes to being gaslighting, in a nutshell, just means being lied to. You're being lied to. Something you're observing, something you're seeing. Like right now, you see me put a vest on, right? You're watching me put a weighted vest on. Somebody tells you, nah, it's not a weighted vest. Nah, there's not real weights in there. He just saying there's weights in there. And you're like, nah, he showed the weights. He actually did all that. He showed the weights. He did the... No. You're like, well, maybe not. Because you're not sure of yourself. You're not sure of yourself. Why? Because you're an R.B.M. You were raised by your mom. Illogical, irrational, highly emotional. I think we talked about that when I asked you who was more irrational, illogical, or highly emotional. Was going to be women. So when you're raised around a woman, that's how you're going to adopt those traits. Here's where the problem comes in at. That's a nurture. There's something called nurture versus nature. Nurture is something that's learned. You're nurtured, you learned it. You're learning it, okay? You're learning your mother's ways. That's the nurture. But there's also nature. Nature is going to do what nature's going to do regardless of what nurturing you do. Period. So nature's saying you're a man, you're going to respond like this. Nurture says you have been around this environment, you're going to respond like this. Those two are going to collide with each other, right? So when those two collide with each other, they're going to cause conflict. They're going to cause confusion. When you have conflict and you have confusion, it's easy to get inside of there and make people do things that they normally wouldn't do. Why? Because there's conflict, there's confusion. It's like when there's a big party going on and somebody acts a fool and everybody's running everywhere. It's easy to get people to do things at that point. Why? Because there's conflict, there's confusion. And that's why whenever a man, particularly American black male, is seeing what they're seeing when it comes to relationships, when it comes to society, when it comes to, they see what they see, but they're told, no, it's not like that. No, it's just what you're seeing. Especially in relationships. It's a gaslighting all the way around. We're told one thing, but we're seeing something else. We're told American dream, we're seeing something else. We're told relationships, but we're seeing something else. We're constantly being gaslit. Why? Why is it so easy to constantly gaslight American black men? Because of the irrational, illogical, highly emotional way we were raised. Conflicts against the nature of who we are as men. I can expound on that. We can drown this out for 2-3 hours, back and forth. But that's exactly what it is. It's nature versus nurture. It's conflict and confusion. So with that going on, it's easy to manipulate you and just tell you, no, you're not seeing what you're seeing. And your foundation, back to your subconscious, your foundation is going to be irrational, illogical, highly emotional at one side of it, but it's also going to be rational, logical, and non-emotional at the same time. See, all this is going on in your mind and you really don't even know it. You haven't been explained it this way. This is going on in your mind all the time. Your brain is processing this with your subconscious and they're constantly going back and forth all the time. All the time. And if you don't get this thing right, and if you don't focus on it, you don't get it to go a certain way, that's when you end up 70-80% of black males are R.B.Ms in prison. Or they respond certain ways. They're we're going to go out and do this. They're not thinking rationally. They're just let's go do it. You hear about the stories of the chick called a dude and come over here, they're messing with me, and they come over and all this other shooting shit. Where does that come from? Instead of being like, what did you do? What do you mean, what did I do? You need to come over here and do, what did you do to cause all this? Nah. So you, and then the gaslighting starts. So you ain't a real man. You ain't a real man. You ain't gonna protect me, and and then the confusion and conflict. Like, all right, where you need me to be? Right? I'm just explaining it in a way so that you can explain it to others, and you can accept this and accept this or don't. Doesn't matter. It's still happening. You can be like, I don't accept gravity. It's still gravity. Whether you accept something or not, irrelevant. I'm telling you, nature versus nurture. I'm telling you, conflict, confusion. I'm telling you, irrational, illogical, highly emotional versus rational, logical, and very low emotion. This is all going on. Whether you agree with it or not, doesn't matter. Because that's when the cognitive dissonance kicks in, right? That ain't true. What do you think you know? You don't know what you're talking about. And good luck with all that. Keep trying to push back on what I'm saying because you don't like what I'm saying. Let me know how that works out for you. I'm out.